It is about a 30-minute walk from downtown Tepoztlan to Santuario de los Venaditos, the deer sanctuary. Pecas is our guide to escort us a few blocks and will gladly protect us in exchange for a friendly pet. Cabs are also available for about 60 pesos, which is about $3. But I personally recommend the walk. The views are fabulous and absolutely worth it. The entrance to the sanctuary is only 10 pesos, about 50 cents. That very unexpected shake was nothing else than a beautiful butterfly that just came out of nowhere to guide the way. But of course, it could have been a wild beast from the wilderness sneaking up on us. There's no one here. And this is the entrance to Jurassic Park. Let's just do it. This way to the viewpoint, ancient paintings, and the cave. And of course, a seat for anybody who wants to rest. The paintings aren't very visible right on this wall. However, on this side, look at this, a different view of Tepoztlan. First, Pecas, then the killer butterfly, and now Roger the flying bug. We have so much wildlife to enjoy. Or who knows, it might just be one of those super sophisticated drones that are watching our every move. And there's the cave. View from the cave, one of the highest accessible points on this side. And finally, we get some deer. These deer live in the wild. They just come down here to eat. On the way to the waterfall, we are facing a big problem. There is no water in this time of the year. So when you come, make sure it's between August and October. Pretty wild. I didn't get to see the waterfall. However, I enjoyed every minute of this adventure. Okay, so when you come here, this is what you're going to see right at the entrance. Now, this is very tricky because you basically have this way, and then you have this gate here, and then you have this other little path on the right side. So because I made the mistake of trying to go to the cascadas on this path, which is not the cascadas, the waterfalls on this side. This is where you have to go to the cascada. Okay, and it's going to be this way on the far left side. And then if you want to see the deer, it's going to be going up this stair place and then go through the gate. And then for the observatory is on this side. That's where you have to go. Do not be confused like I was. Need I mention the fantastic food? Ex convento de la natividad. Enjoy the exhibits. In some monasteries, the friars used to bury their distinguished members of the order in this room. It was called the deepest room because in it, the friars gathered to pray a psalm dedicated to the rest of their deceased brothers, which began with the word profundis. The decoration of the corridors changed over time. In the first stage, there was only the red guardapolvo and the black frieze. Time after, the black frieze was covered with lime and the walls and vaults decorated with red motifs. Finally, perhaps in the 19th century, the lime that covered the old black frieze was removed. Then the decorations of different times were incorporated and visible, as can still be seen. The education of the natives was in the hands of the friars. The convents became true centers of knowledge exchange. The life of the first evangelizers was characterized by active community work. The convents in the New Spain were designed to meet the elementary needs of the friars. unlike the medieval Europeans who had multiple services. In April 1521, the town of Tepoztlan was conquered by Spanish troops under the command of Hernán Cortés. The population then had approximately 12,000 inhabitants. The convent part of the Natividad was built during the second half of the 16th century. In 1580, it was already in operation, and it remained in the hands of the Dominicans until 1773, when it was handed over to the secular clergy as a result of the Bourbon reforms of the late 18th century. In 1857, the religious life of the old convent was interrupted due to the enactment of the reform laws. Then, a stage of abandonment and successive occupation of the monument began, as the occasional quarters of the French troops of Maximiliano, and decades after, the Zapatista and Constitutionalist armies. In 1935, President Lázaro Cárdenas, admirer of the beauty of Tepoztlan, turned this convent into a museum and historical monument, and in 1939, he placed it for his custody in the hands of the National Institute of Anthropology and History. Since 1993, this monument works as a monument and Tepoztlan Historical Documentation Center. In December 1994, it was declared by UNESCO World Heritage. Right outside the ex-convento food market, this place is a must for traditional, delicious Mexican food. And of course, Tepos Nieves. You cannot miss it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this kind of videos, please subscribe and click on the bell to get more videos like this. And don't forget to give it a like.